internet didn't just wake up to drama, it woke up to a full-blown betrayal story, the kind where every player thinks they're the main character, but nobody realizes they're actually being played at the same time. Because while everyone was busy laughing at the idea of Claressa running behind a married man, the real story creeping in the shadows was much messier, much pettier, and way more humiliating than anyone expected. And the worst part? The receipts didn't come from a jealous woman or a bitter ex, they came from 50 Cent, and when he enters the chat, you already know somebody's reputation is about to get set on fire.
He's not even speaking on nothing over there. He just letting motherfuckers do this all day. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna let this one say whatever. And pray that Rem not gonna say nothing to refute it. Nah, them days is fucking over. You don't get that grace from me anymore.
No, because Claressa, what happened, honey? I thought you was Papoose crazy. Like, what happened, girl? So have y'all been seeing all these recordings and videos and different stuff going around about Papoose and Claressa Shields?
See, at first, people thought this was a simple, messy love triangle. Remy Ma, Papoose, and Claressa. That alone was already scandalous enough. But what nobody realized was that while Claressa was out here publicly claiming Papoose, defending him, arguing for him, and basically going to war for this man online, there were whispers, quiet whispers, that Claressa herself wasn't exactly being loyal either. And those whispers stayed whispers until 50 Cent decided he was bored again. Now, if you know anything about 50 Cent, you know he doesn't just argue with people. He studies them. He waits. He collects information like ammunition. And his beef with Papoose had already been simmering for months. AI pictures, jokes, diss tracks, petty back and forth, the kind of online war where nobody really wins, but everybody keeps fighting anyway. So when Claressa jumped in and started celebrating online, claiming her man had won, and basically taunting 50, she made one critical mistake. She reminded him that she existed, and that was all he needed.
That boy Pap is something serious, okay? He deserved every diss anybody give to his ass. I mean that. He deserved every diss. Every diss that he deserved it. For real. Yeah. It's time to get in the booth, buddy. Everybody in the dish, just time to get in the booth. She got hit by all 5 guys and didn't even bring a burger back.
That was the moment everything exploded, because 50 didn't just clap back with a joke. He came back with accusations, with photos, with captions that sounded so specific they didn't feel like rumors anymore. They felt like warnings. He posted that Claressa had been messing with Maserati Bud and even claimed he had ring camera footage. Ring camera footage. That's not gossip. That's surveillance. That's evidence. That's the kind of detail that makes people stop laughing and start looking very, very nervous. And suddenly, the internet remembered something that didn't make sense before. Christmas. Remember Christmas? When everyone was dragging Papoose for not spending Christmas with Claressa, people were saying he embarrassed her, left her alone, chose Remy Ma and his daughter over her. Claressa looked like the victim back then, the woman sitting at home while her man was somewhere else. But now people are looking at that same situation very differently. Because allegedly, while Papoose was gone, Claressa wasn't exactly alone. And if that part is true, then that changes the entire story. So Claressa did what people do when they panic. She went into defense mode immediately. She said she didn't know Maserati like that, said he only came around because of her friend Nini, said nothing ever happened. And then she did something very interesting, very calculated. She recorded a phone call with Maserati and posted it as proof that nothing physical ever happened between them. She thought that would end everything. She thought that would clear her name.
You understand what I'm saying, how it looked? Because he not even
I know how it looks. Listen, you keep acting like y'all don't know who y'all dealing with. You dealing with Curtis Petty Jackson. And I told you, at the end of the day, he has been back in the corner. This man keep this.
What's that? See, I've been trying to spare you, Claressa. Even when motherfucking Geisha 305 put that shit up there, I told her to take that shit down. But since you want to play with a real, see, I'm from the crib, I'm from Miami, right? And real, we don't talk about what we do and how we do shit, right? But me and my dog 5 was already on the phone before I even talked to you. He told me that, man, boy, just play, man, just dumb that shit down. That's why I said my dog Petty Jackson. Because he told me to play it like that, and I won't play it like that. Play dumb, and wasn't going to respond. I don't even play with the internet. But since you want to record phone calls, guess what? I'm finna release all this footage. Yeah, that's right. I said I'm finna release the footage, man. Yeah, on Christmas, I was inside the crib. When you was on FaceTime, Papoose, I got the video. When she FaceTiming you, guess what? I'm sitting right there in the living room. at the same chair that I helped her get for her homeowner gift. That bed, I picked out that bed.
But instead of ending the drama, that phone call made everything worse because Maserati didn't like being recorded. He didn't like being put on the internet. And when people feel betrayed, they start talking. And when he started talking, the story got deeper, messier, and way more personal than anyone expected. According to him, this wasn't just some random guy who showed up once and left. He said they spent real time together, writing music together, hanging out. He was in her house multiple times, not just in her house helping pick furniture. Now let's stop right there, because people don't just help pick furniture in a house they're not comfortable in. That's not a friend of a friend activity. That's a you've been here enough to have an opinion activity. That means time was spent. That means privacy was shared. That means something was happening, whether Claressa wants to call it emotional, physical, or just complicated. And then another piece of the story came back from the past. Apparently, this news had already leaked once before. A blogger named Geisha had reported that Claressa and Maserati were dating, but the story disappeared almost as quickly as it appeared. And now people think they know why, because Maserati claimed Claressa pressured Geisha to take the story down. Which means this whole situation might not be new drama. It might be old drama that just finally got exposed to the right messy person with the biggest platform. And once 50 Cent posted it, and once Maserati started confirming pieces of the story, the internet jury basically made up its mind. Because now it wasn't just one person talking. It was multiple people, multiple stories, multiple timelines that were starting to line up a little too perfectly. And the more details that came out, the worse it looked for Claressa. Not because she was dating someone, but because of what Maserati revealed next. He said he told Claressa from the beginning that he didn't want just one woman. He wanted multiple women. He wasn't offering her a relationship, he was offering her a position. And she accepted it, quietly, privately. While publicly, she was standing next to Papoose, playing the role of the loyal girlfriend, the ride or die, the woman defending her man against the world. So now the internet is looking at this situation like a chessboard instead of a love triangle. Because if this is true, then Claressa was seeing Maserati privately, seeing Papoose publicly, and both men might have thought they were the main one at different times. And that right there is the part that really shattered the image. Because Maserati said she didn't want to be seen in public with him because she didn't want other women coming up to him, exposing that she wasn't the only one. So she kept him private and kept Papoose public, which means Papoose might not have been the player in this situation. He might have been the prop. And if that's true, then this whole story flips completely upside down. Because now the question isn't, did Claressa cheat? The question becomes, was Claressa playing both sides the entire time while everyone else was busy arguing online? And the most dangerous part of this entire situation is that Remy Ma has been very, very quiet, but also very, very entertained. Because from the sidelines, this whole situation is starting to look exactly like something she warned people about a long time ago. And suddenly, the woman everyone thought was bitter is starting to look like the woman who already knew the ending of this story before everyone else even realized they were in it. And that's where the story stops being funny and starts becoming something else entirely. Because when Remy Ma started speaking, people thought she was just a bitter ex-wife trying to save face after getting caught cheating first. That's what everyone said. That's what everyone believed. But now, looking at everything that's coming out, people are starting to wonder if Remy wasn't being bitter, if she was being honest. Because she kept saying the same thing over and over again, that Papoose survives off women, that he goes where the money goes, that he stays where the attention is. And at the time, people laughed it off. But now Claressa is the successful one. Claressa is the public figure. Claressa is the one with the spotlight. And somehow, Papoose is right there again, standing next to another woman with power. And that's why this situation is so messy, because nobody in this story is innocent, but everybody is trying to look innocent at the same time. Claressa is saying nothing physical happened. Maserati is saying they were basically together. 50 Cent is saying he has footage. Papoose is staying suspiciously quiet. And Remy Ma is somewhere in the background watching this whole thing unfold like a movie she already saw before. What makes this even crazier is that insiders are now saying that when Papoose confronted Claressa, she admitted to emotional cheating but swore nothing physical ever happened. Emotional cheating. That phrase right there is the new celebrity apology. Because technically, it sounds less bad than physical cheating, but in reality, it sometimes sounds worse. Because emotional cheating means late-night phone calls. That means private conversations. That means secrets. That means a connection that wasn't supposed to exist in the first place. And when you add that to the fact that this man was in her house, helping pick furniture, spending holidays around the same time Papoose wasn't there, people are putting the timeline together in their own way. And the timeline is not looking friendly. But the real humiliation in this whole story isn't even about Claressa. It's about Papoose, because his image for years was the loyal husband, the man who held Remy Ma down while she was in prison, the man who was patient, the man who was faithful. That was his brand. That was his identity, the loyal man, the stand-up guy, the husband who never left. And now look at the situation he's in. First, Remy cheats. Then he leaves Remy. Then he ends up with Claressa. Then Claressa is now in a scandal where she might have had another man the entire time. So now the internet is saying the loyal man keeps getting played publicly by the women he stands next to privately. And that's why Remy Ma is enjoying this. Not because it's funny, but because it proves a point she's been trying to make. Because she said no woman respects a man who lives off women. And now, whether that's true or not, that narrative is growing because of this situation. Because people are now saying Papoose won't leave Claressa even after all this embarrassment. Because if he leaves, he loses the lifestyle, the attention, the platform. And if he stays, he looks like he's being used. So either way, his image takes a hit. And the most ironic part in all of this is that the person who looks the calmest right now is Remy Ma. The one person who was supposed to be the villain in the original story is now the one looking like she already knew how this was going to end. Because sometimes the loudest person in the room isn't the one who knows the most. Sometimes the quiet person sitting in the corner is the one who already read the script from beginning to end. And if this story has proven anything, it's that this was never just a love triangle. This was a power game. Image versus reality. Public relationships versus private arrangements. And now that everything is spilling onto the internet, nobody can control the story anymore. Because once the internet thinks you're lying, every explanation sounds like another lie, every receipt looks suspicious, and every silence sounds like an admission. So now the only real question left is not whether Claressa cheated, not whether Maserati is telling the truth, not whether 50 Cent really has footage. The real question is this: when Claressa and Papoose walk into the next public event together, smiling for cameras, holding hands, acting like nothing happened, will people see a couple in love, or will they see two people in an arrangement that everybody finally understands now, but nobody is? Saying out loud,